What if I told you the most powerful open source AI model right now isn't from the US but from China, and it runs on a Mac? Today we're diving into DeepSeek 5324, an AI model so fast and efficient it's shaking up the global tech scene. But how is this model outperforming expectations on a desktop computer? Why is it open source when most others are locked behind paywalls? And what does it mean for the global AI race as US-China tensions grow hotter by the day? Let's unpack the wild story of DeepSeek and why it might be the most important AI release of 2024. The shocking release. Not long ago, if you wanted to run a high-end language model, you'd need a data center the size of a warehouse. But DeepSeek just changed the game. Their new model, DeepSeek 5324, isn't just fast. It can generate up to 20 tokens per second on a Mac Studio. Let that sink in. Desktop-level performance, no server farm required. How? A little trick called 4-bit quantization. It reduces precision just enough to make the model insanely efficient without destroying quality. The best part? It's completely open source under the MIT license. That means you can use it, remix it, and even build a business on top of it. No strings attached. Now, that's rare. Most models from big Western labs are locked down tighter than Fort Knox. But DeepSeek just dropped the keys in everyone's hands. The smart architecture. Here's where things get really clever. V30324 is built using a mixture of experts design, kind of like having a team of specialized AIs who only show up when they're needed. Even though the model has 671 billion parameters, it only activates around 37 billion per prompt. Translation? It's not wasting brainpower. It's focusing like a laser on the task at hand. This is why it can deliver such strong performance without melting your GPU. It's smarter, not heavier. And yes, the model is big, but it's also scalable, and that's why developers are already buzzing about using it for everything from coding tools to chatbots. The tech behind the magic. Let's zoom out for a second. DeepSeek V3 didn't come out of nowhere. Back in December, the original V3 launched after chewing through 2.8 million GPU hours and a mind-boggling 14.8 trillion token dataset. But the real trick? It was trained with the help of DeepSeek R1, a reasoning-first model that came out earlier this year. They used one RAN to solve prompts and then used those answers to train V3. Basically, V3 was learning from an older, smarter sibling, which gave it a huge head start. As a result, V30324 now holds its own in coding, reasoning, and conversation, even pulling 60% accuracy on Python and Bash tasks. Is it perfect? Number. It's not quite at OpenAI or Quen's level, not yet, but it's closing the gap fast. Global tensions and open source strategy. Now, here's where things go from tech to geopolitics. While Western models are becoming more closed off, DeepSeek is throwing open the gates. And that's raising eyebrows, especially in Washington. The model's open source nature makes it attractive to startups, researchers, and even militaries. Yes, really. There are whispers that China's military is already testing DeepSeek in military hospitals, using it to recommend diagnoses. It's a low-risk way to evaluate the model before pushing it into more critical areas like drone strategy or satellite analysis. And remember, because it's open source, it can run on local servers, far from the eyes of foreign surveillance. Combine that with US chip bans and you start to see the bigger picture. China isn't just keeping up, it's finding ways to outmaneuver restrictions and build competitive models anyway. Domino effect across China. DeepSeek's rise is already shaking up China's entire AI industry. Startups like 01 AI are pivoting from training their own models to building custom solutions on top of DeepSeek. H1 is shifting from finance to healthcare. Zhipu is struggling financially and betting its future on a public listing. And Moonshot, maker of the Kimi chatbot, is scaling up after running into outages. This is what a tech quake looks like. One innovation at the top forces the entire ecosystem to adjust fast. And while DeepSeek stays focused on research, companies like Baidu or Alibaba may step in as the business face of these AI breakthroughs. Smart move. DeepSeek gets to stay lean, academic, and impactful, while others handle the messy business side. Surprising costs and chip limits. Here's a number that'll blow your mind. Training DeepSeek 5324 cost under $6 million. That's pocket change compared to the hundreds of millions spent by American labs. And guess what? It was trained using NVIDIA H800 chips. Yes, the ones that are supposedly limited by export restrictions. Which raises a huge question. Are Western sanctions even working? If Chinese teams can still build top-tier models, train them cheaply, and release them publicly, then what's stopping them? Some folks in Silicon Valley are worried. And they should be. There's even talk that US tech giants lost close to $1 trillion in market value due to fears about China's rapid AI climb. Even Trump reportedly weighed in, calling DeepSeek a wake-up call for American tech. Context. Windows and Yarn. Let's get nerdy again for a second. One of the standout features of V30324 is its context window, up from just 4,000 tokens to a jaw-dropping 128,000. That means it can remember much more during a conversation, a coding session, or when reading a document. They call this tech Yarn, yet another recurrent network. Funny name. Serious power. It allows the model to process massive inputs efficiently, which is a big deal for researchers, lawyers, coders, pretty much anyone dealing with long-form text. Shift in style, shift in strategy. There's one change some users noticed right away. V30324 sounds a little different. While the earlier V3 had a more relaxed, casual tone, this version feels more formal and structured. Some people love it, especially in academic or business settings. Others miss the personality. But in terms of performance, no complaints. Benchmarks show it ranks just behind Sonnet 3.7 on the ERS polyglot test, placing it among the best non-Western models today. How cities are backing it. DeepSeek isn't just being adopted by startups and researchers. Chinese local governments are now jumping on board. Chongqing is rolling out smart city systems powered by DeepSeek. Beijing and Shenzhen are launching funding programs for AI startups. And behind it all, the central government is pushing AI as a strategic priority. It's not just hype. There's real infrastructure, funding, and political will behind this model. What this really means. So here's the big takeaway. DeepSeek V324 isn't just another model release, it's a statement. It proves that China can build efficient, open, and powerful AI with less money, fewer chips, and a totally different philosophy than Western labs. And it's forcing the world, and especially the US, to reconsider how the AI race is actually being run. This model might be open source, but the implications? They're locked in. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll be covering this AI arms race as it unfolds in real time. And if you want to try DeepSeek for yourself, check the links in the description.